1689, the Toleration Act and the Particular Baptists could finally publish what they'd held in the smallest houses in the barns in the illegal meetings. For 30 years, the king had been depleting the nonconformist churches of their ministers, and the conventicles had sinister legal status. But the gathered church kept gathering, the weekly lurch toward the word, regardless of the warrant that could arrive. The dissenting torrent of the 17th century had a cost that the 1689 confessors had already lost years to. Before the liberty to print, the Westminster men had hammered out the distinct lines of Reformed theology, and the Particular Baptist said, we hold it all. The Circular claim that we are foreign to Reformed doctrine is wrong. Read our confession, the locked-in difference is ecclesiology and the sign. Not sprinkling the infant at the shrine of a state church that conflates the nation with the covenant. The congregation is the baptized, and the baptized are the believers, the prized. Ordinance belongs to those who've entered, not those who might. 1689. The church is the gather, regenerate. The sign belongs to those who've died and been brought back from their separate selves by the Spirit. Baptism follows faith that does not proceed at the rate of the parish register. Born into a church by location is not the lurch toward the biblical pattern. The waters of the Jordan were for the sons and daughters who came confessing, and we hold that water for the confessing, not the chronicle shorter convenience of infant enrollment. 1689. Believers' baptism, no atonement is presumed in the pouring. Only confess. The ecclesiology is not just liturgical preference, it is the definition of the church, the reference point for what the gathered community is. The church is not the parish, not the historical territory, not the geographic assignment. The church is the specific assembly of the regenerate, those who have been born again, and those who have confessed the same Lord as their King and been immersed in that confessing. The covenant theology, and here the 1689 moves carefully the Westminster line. Saw the Abrahamic covenant as continuous through infant baptism, the sinuous thread from circumcision to the font. The Baptist said the new covenant doesn't want the sign placed before the substance. The substance is regeneration, the consonants of Abraham's circumcision. The Christian baptism is typological. The new covenant is real, not administered by geography of birth, but by the Spirit and the word of the sign is in its testimony. I have believed. This is not ceremony for the possible. This is the declaration of the accomplished regeneration. The men who signed this confession had been fined and imprisoned, and had watched their kind of church driven underground. Before the act, they published what they'd held intact through the years of illegality. And the first article of chapter 1 still thirsts for the same thing Westminster thirsted for. The scripture is the sole authority, the floor of all doctrine. And the church that meets in the barn or the church building has the same Bible. And the believer's baptism is not the tribal marker of a subculture. It is the visible confession of an invisible work already done. The water witnesses to what the Spirit did, and the witnesses are welcome at the water only when the Spirit has already been the holy, cause of what the water named. 1689. The years of illegal meetings and the years of persecution lend the readings of this confession a weight that theology without the cost cannot quite carry. The apology of the gathered church was paid before it was printed. 1689. The Toleration Act and the Particular Baptists published what they'd held in the illegal meetings. The Westminster theology, the five solas, the doctrines of grace, all of it, and two changes. The church is congregational. The sign belongs to the believer. The gathered regenerate, confessing Christ and baptized into that confession, not enrolled in it before they could believe.